What's up guys, I am Travis and this is how I do things. I just built this custom white oak end table and Tiny Travis is here to talk you through the process.
Thanks, full-size Travis. Well, as you guys can see here, I'm working with some rough sawn white oak. So in order for me to use it for this project, I need to turn it into boards. The first step in my process is to bring it over to my miter saw and cut it to rough length. That will make the next step of this process a little bit easier. Rough sawn lumber is rarely flat, and seeing as I don't have a joiner, I need to use a planer sled to make my boards flat. So I put my boards on my planer sled and then shim the boards until they don't wobble anymore. And then I use hot glue to secure the boards to the sled. I have a long sled, so I'm going to do 2 boards at a time. Then once the boards are nice and secure, I can run the boards that are on the sled through the planer until I have one flat surface. This is when you can really see how beautiful this white oak is. Now I remove the boards from the planer sled, and then I send them through the planer again to clean up the other face and to get to the final thickness. Next, I'll get out my tapering jig and cut some of these boards to rough width. The nice thing about doing it this way is I'm also creating the first perpendicular edge to the faces. Then I'll grab those boards I just cut and flip them over and run them back through the table saw again. This will cut the board to the final width and also give it the last perpendicular edge. Now I'll grab all the pieces that will eventually become my table legs and cut them to rough length on my crosscut sled. I'm going to leave a little extra length and you'll see why later. I want nice thick table legs, so I'm going to take 3 boards and laminate them together. I start off by putting a nice even layer of glue on 2 of the boards. And then I stack all 3 of the boards together and clamp them up nice and tight. When you're clamping everything up, a little glue squeezing out is totally normal. But if you have a lot of glue squeezing out, you might have used too much. Then I'll set these aside and let them dry while I turn my attention to the top. The boards for the top are already cut to the correct width in a previous step, so all I need to do now is use my crosscut sled to cut them to a rough length. Again, I'm leaving a little extra and you'll see why later. And while I'm here on my crosscut sled, I'm going to cut all the side skirts to the final length. There was no extra on these, I just cut them to length. Now I'm going to put all the boards for the top into my clamps and flip them up on their end. Then I'll apply an even coat of glue to the edges. Then I'll carefully lay the boards down, push them together, and clamp them up. Once I've applied some clamp pressure, I can install cowls to make sure that the boards stay flat in the middle. This will help minimize the amount of sanding I need to do later. I also like to add clamps to all the joints along the edges. Again, this is just to help with the alignment of the boards so I don't have to sand as much later. And after all of that, the legs were not completely dry, but dry enough that I could start working with them. So I grabbed them and scraped some of the excess glue off. And then I cut them to their final length on the miter saw. Then I took the legs over to my table saw to clean up the first edge and make it parallel to the faces. Then I flipped that leg over and cut it to its final width. And now I'm going to take my Mercadero sander and some 80 grit sandpaper and sand down the legs nice and smooth. I did get a lot of burn marks on these legs. I attribute that to these legs being very thick, this wood being very hard, and my blade needing to be cleaned. I wanted to put a taper on these legs, and this is the look of me realizing that these are too thick to put in my table saw tapering jig. So I decided I was going to work on the top for a little while I thought about it. So I grabbed my tabletop, I removed the clamps, knocked off the cowls, and scraped off any excess glue. Then I secured the top to the bench using some of my dog hole accessories, and then I sanded the crap out of it with some 80 grit sandpaper. If you'd like any of these accessories, I put links down below. I removed the stop on some of my clamps so I could feed them through the dog holes on my workbench and clamp the tabletop down. I used my track saw to clean up the first edge. Then I flipped the top over and cut it to its final dimension. It was time for me to turn my attention back to the tapered legs. And as I was marking out the taper cut, I remembered something I taught you guys in a previous video. You can make a taper cut with an electric hand planer. So I put my legs in my vise and carefully started making passes with my electric hand planer. It seems obvious, but when you're using electric hand planer to make a tapered cut, you need to plane more on the areas you need to remove more material. So you need to work more on the end where the taper is the deepest. So I just kept working carefully and slowly until I got the exact taper that I wanted. Then I smoothed everything out with my Mercaderos sander. I was shocked at how easy this was and how quick it was, but it did make a giant mess. Then I grabbed some 120 grit sandpaper and I resanded everything. I always feel like it's a good idea to get most of your sanding done before you do your final assembly. It's a lot harder once the pieces are all put together. I even added a little chamfer on the bottom of my tapered table legs. This adds a nice little touch to the table legs, but it actually has a purpose. It prevents the table leg from snagging on the ground if you have to slide it back and forth. Once I was happy with all the sanding, I sprayed everything with water to water pop and raise the grain. Then I sanded everything again with 120 grit sandpaper. When you raise those little fibers and grains in the table, it allows you to sand those down and just gives you a much nicer, smoother finish. Next, I grabbed my block plane and I put a small chamfer on all the edges. This really makes your project feel finished, but it also makes it harder for someone to cut their finger on an edge later. I want to use dowel joinery to connect my side skirts to my table legs. Coupled with wood glue, dowel joinery can be extremely strong, and it also makes sure that all my parts stay properly aligned. I'm using masking tape to create a template so I can get the exact same alignment on every single side skirt. Then I'm going to use that same template to transfer the whole pattern to the legs. I'm using a doweling jig for this. If you're interested in this, I'll put a link down below. Once I've gotten all these dowels in place, assembly is super easy. All I need to do is grab my pieces, put them in roughly the right location, add a little bit of glue to the dowels and to the ends of the boards, and then push everything together. Be careful not to use too much glue or you'll have a big mess to deal with later. Now I'm going to take the base and move it to the floor and install some long clamps to hold everything together nice and tight while the glue dries. Once the assembly is fully dry, I can remove my clamps and then do one final sanding on the base. And now for the fun part, Rubio Monocoat Cotton White. This is my favorite finish by far for white oak. It really brings out the natural beauty of the wood and accenting the grain. This finish is also incredibly easy to apply. You just mix the two parts together and then take a Scotch-Brite pad and work it into the surface. Then wipe off everything with a clean towel. I'm just using paper towel for that. This finish is also incredibly durable as it's designed to be used with floors. If you're interested in this, I put a link down below. And now the final step is to install the top to the base using these expanding brackets. These brackets are great. They're easy to install and they allow the top to expand and contract with changes in temperature and humidity. This keeps your tabletop nice and secure while preventing any future cracking. Thanks, Tiny Travis. I appreciate your help. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. It really helps out my channel. Then leave me a comment and let me know what you think of my table and Tiny Travis. We'll see you guys in the next one.